Love is one of those things, just like purpose, just like happiness, that we are all looking for, we're all seeking, we are all obsessed about. And I have no problems with obsession, especially if it's things that are beautiful and make us feel alive. Love, though, is one of those things that can be really complicated because there's so many layers. And when you're dealing with not only who you are and your personal unfoldment, in your journey, you're also dealing with someone else. And when you're when you're coming together and you are making this relationship as a result of your connection with one another, things can be really interesting. And I think the reason for this is because you see, relationships and love are a big lesson. They create a big space of learning about oneself. When you are in love, a lot of things come up. And one of them is emotions. A lot of times, relationships are grounded simply in emotions and in the emotional connection, some kind of emotional tie that bonds and attracts you to one another. When you have an emotional connection with somebody, it can be an amazing thing. It can feel great. It can feel euphoric. It can feel inspiring, it can feel passionate. Sometimes, on the other hand, though, it can be toxic, it can be dramatic, it can be full of drama and negative energy. When you're in those kind of bonds with people and that kind of connection, logically you think to yourself, I don't feel great around this person. So why is it that I'm drawn to them? Why is it that even though there was plenty of drama, plenty of arguments, or things that just feel not quite right, yet I am pulled to this person, I am drawn to this person? Why is that the case? Well, essentially, spiritually, this person has something to teach you. Instead of, and this is the trick with all relationships, the purpose between our exchange with individuals is to expose our own issues, our own strengths, even our own things that we can't necessarily identify or deal with when we are alone. The connections that we experience with people is about bringing out the best in us. The issue is bringing out the best in us involves challenge. It involves struggle. It involves seeing and owning our weaknesses, our vulnerabilities, and allowing ourselves to be fully transparent and honest with ourselves. When you have an emotional connection with somebody that may create negative emotions or negative feelings or experiences, and you may have cut off that relationship, you have to understand that it is the relationship, it is the energy that is triggering something within you that needs to come out. So when that negative energy is triggering something within you that needs to come out, it is up to you to take responsibility for that and learn, get better, get stronger, understand who you really are deep within, because we're all living in this avatar, assuming an identity that oftentimes is not who we really are. So those relationships, though they feel uncomfortable, they are actually beneficial to you once you take ownership of what you're feeling. You have to go deep and ask yourself, okay, why am I feeling these things? Because even if you're not communicating with that person anymore, but you want to kind of forget or you want to disconnect from that tie, from that bond, the thing that I suggest is to actually not want to disconnect from the bond. I think that when we allow ourselves to own that connection, though we understand that being in communication with that person doesn't really serve us, it is the connection that brings up the opportunity for us to grow and blossom and unfold on a spiritual level. We want to continually be reminded of that. That is the lesson. That is the part of the experience that is beneficial to you. And once you take ownership of the experience and say, okay, this is what I feel, this is the box, this is the packaging, this is the essence of the relationship, the experience with this individual, I'm going to embrace it. I'm going to embrace it and I'm going to take it in and be vulnerable with yourself, with understanding that there was opportunity here and that there was something that you need to learn. The relationships we have with people are opportunities for us to see ourselves. And it is a disservice to have an experience with somebody and that relationship and then completely disregard the experience. You don't have to be in a relationship with that person, but taking ownership of the experience and allowing yourself to learn and understand how it actually benefits you to remember the emotions, remember the connection, use that to your advantage to grow spiritually. That is the opportunity of having these bonds and these connections with people, even though we may not have the relationships anymore. We are social creatures. We are social beings. It is because our engagement with others allows us to see ourselves. It is one of those amazing things about this oneness of all is that though we are one, there is a level of looking in the mirror and being able to see where you can improve, where you can actually expose who you truly are. And we do that through all of our relationships. And I mean, each and every one, whether it be a deep relationship with a soulmate twin flame or eye contact with a complete stranger in the supermarket. They're all here to help you see and understand who you truly are. Thank you, and continue on this journey with me. Peace and abundance.